Talk about the Western States Heritage Championship. It was considered at the time, even today, a little bit of a punchline. Why was it created? What went wrong with it? What was it intended to be?
It's so unimportant and so insignificant that I don't even remember it. If you had asked me, was there ever a so-and-so heritage title, and I had to come up with an answer and there was a big fat prize, boy, it would be one of these things.
Gotcha.
Don't remember. You know, this is a great opportunity to kind of set the record straight for me with regard to Dusty. Dusty was a very, very strong personality. Dusty was a great in-ring talent and had a great mind for the business and a great work ethic. He was a product of Eddie Graham, who I felt was a genius and the person I look at as really my true mentor. And he even had connections back to the Funk family, Dory Funk Sr. So there was some great, great minds in the business that just passed this knowledge along. And then Eddie did the same thing to people like Dusty Rhodes, Bill Watts. He just influenced a lot of people. Dusty's presence was more than just his ability to book and to think big picture and to be creative. He was also a fabulous in-ring talent and had a track record of success, so that made it easier for him to draw people to come in when he was in a position of matchmaking and booking. So Dusty had a lot of the same things that he had done in Florida and been very successful with, the same type of things that would have been done in Amarillo with the Funks. So he was introducing new things that were, and the bunkhouse stampede was a natural for him because of how he often dressed with, you know, a casual shirt and jeans and boots and tape them up and, you know, and kind of like, you know, move the hay bales out of the way in the barn, we're going to go at it.
But all of that accepted and probably true. But is there a responsibility with someone in that position as a marquee talent and also a booker to not overly elevate oneself? Or is the gate the justification where you say, listen, people are coming, so we're going to keep doing this? I'm the bull of the woods.
I would say that the results is the ultimate justification. And as time went on, I would be less than honest if I didn't say that, yes, it was a problem. I mean, even with the Horsemen, which I've talked about in other interviews, where the Horsemen were so successful because we had the ability to give and give every night and to get beat up and to be left bloody and in a pile. But as long as we could get back on television and put our side of the story, there was also where did they get that concept from, you know, and then that would anger the people and say, I guess they didn't get their butts kicked bad enough last week. I guess they need to get back in there and take a worse beating. So we were able to keep doing that. Dusty on the other side, tradition always in the business was, really at the end of the day, the babyface goes over. Not to say that you ever didn't do something to him to get heat, but at the end of the line at some point, and then the line never ended because there was always a week after that, but the babyface went over. So Dusty, yes, did get over in situations the majority of times. Did Dusty ever lose matches? Absolutely. I had a bull rope match with Dusty in Florida, and I got a win over Dusty in his specialty match. Now, he beat me to death. Ron Bass came in when the referee got knocked down, clobbered him, put me on top, but in the, you know, my bragging rights are in the record book, it says that I defeated Dusty Rhodes in his specialty type of match. So a lot of times it's not just winning the match, it's how you do it. But to get back to the first part of the question, it did cause some tension because Flair after a while would say, oh, and he would worry that we're giving so much and we're not getting anything back, and this is all of a sudden going to suddenly die. That was probably the greatest criticism against Dusty, but geez, he was very, very successful.